the wind and the power of just nature just batters me around and it kind of destroys the cloud. Hello, I'm Hayden Starr, and I'm a multimedia artist. So I work in a lot of different forms. I originally started out as a video artist, doing some short films and some video installations and stuff like that. One of the films that I made, one of my favorites, is a piece I called Decumulus, which is where I made a cloud, put it on my head and climbed up onto the top of a mountain and stood up on the mountain with my cloud up there. The cloud itself is a representation of my art, but more broadly, it's representative of humanity's creations. So when I take this cloud up onto the mountain, it's a bit of a Icarus moment where the wind and the power of just nature just batters me around and it kind of destroys the cloud. Decumulus is a bit about just kind of remembering our place, like remembering that there's a big, massive world out there, and we can get absorbed in our own creations. And I show that by having my head literally in the clouds, and being absorbed by my own creations and my own activities. So to go a bit more specific on that man-nature dynamic, more recently I've made the golden sun moth, and that is sort of an exploration of the relationships between conservation and agriculture. So, I grew up on a farm outside of Yats, and I use this work to sort of explore my relationship with my background, and also my relationship with this region that I grew up in and that I love a lot. The golden sun moth is endangered, and it lives on the farm that my family manages, which is called Gold Creek Station. And so part of the farm got turned into a nature offset zone to protect that moth, which, is a really wonderful thing that, we could help to do to protect this, endangered species. And on the other side of the coin is, of course, the colonial history that led to this moth's habitat being destroyed, and the practices of farming that meant that this moth is now endangered. And so I sort of tried to articulate that sort of tension, and I didn't want it to be all about doom and gloom, because we are in the present moment and we have to make the best with what we can do now, but I didn't want to ignore the past and how we got here, of course. I think the hardest thing about living and working as an artist in Gungahlin is the fact that there's quite a lack of like a central art gallery, like a place for artists and creative people and like-minded people to congregate and have a place to share their art and also meet each other and network. And I feel like the region is really, really missing that. I know Belco Arts has been doing a lot of really great work through their Gungahlin Arts program to sort of help bring art into the region, which is what brings me to you today. But the central kind of institution or the central location, I feel like it still is missing in Gungahlin, and that'd be awesome if we could get that. I reckon the best thing about living and working in Gungahlin as an artist is the natural landscapes around. I might be a bit biased, but I love the Mulligan's Flat and just watching the sunset over the hills. As an artist, it's really inspiring, and it's a bit nostalgic for me with the like granite grassy hills that I grew up on.